This mysterious biker paid for strangers' groceries every Tuesday, but when he suddenly vanished, the store manager discovered his heartbreaking secret. Nobody knew his real name at first. The cashiers at Morrison's Market just called him the Tuesday Guy, because every single Tuesday at 3 p.m., this gray-bearded biker would roll up on his vintage touring motorcycle and walk the aisles looking for people struggling at checkout. Sarah Chen, a single mom of 3, was the first person to experience what the biker did. She was at the register, her cart full of basic necessities: bread, milk, peanut butter, and the cheapest pasta she could find. When the total came to $87.43, she froze. She looked at her debit card, then back at the cashier. Her daughter needed new shoes more than Sarah needed to eat full meals this week. "The pasta can go back," Sarah said quietly, fighting back shame, "and the butter, and those apples." The cashier started removing items when a weathered, calloused hand stopped her. The biker had been standing 3 people back in the line. Now he was right beside Sarah, his leather wallet already open. "Put it back in," he said softly. "All of it. I'm covering this." Sarah's eyes filled with tears. "Sir, I can't let you. You are not letting me do anything," the biker said with a gentle, unseen smile beneath his beard. "I am just paying for groceries. Happens every day." He handed the cashier a crisp $100 bill. "Keep the change for her next visit." Before Sarah could even thank him properly, he was gone. Back on his bike, riding away before she could catch his name. But that was not a one-time thing. The next Tuesday he did it again, and the next, and the next. Marcus Williams, a 68-year-old veteran on a fixed income, watched the biker pay for a young couple's cart when their card declined. The couple had a crying baby with them, and formula had been the first thing they tried to put back. "Thank you," the young father had stammered, his face red. "I just started a new job but do not get paid until Friday." "No explanations needed, son," the biker said, swiping his card. "You are feeding your baby. That is what matters." Elderly Mrs. Patricia Gomez saw him cover a teenager's purchase, just bread, lunch meat, and a gallon of milk. The kid looked embarrassed, counting out crumpled bills that came up short. "My mom's sick," the teenager explained to the cashier. "I'm just trying to make lunch." The biker was already there. "Your mom's lucky to have you." Week after week, month after month, the Tuesday Guy showed up. The store employees started noticing a pattern. He never made a big deal, never asked for thanks, never took photos or posted online for clout. He just quietly paid and left. Store manager Rebecca Torres became curious. She started keeping track. Over 6 months, the biker had spent nearly $15,000 covering other people's groceries, but his own purchases, always minimal: white bread, canned soup, the cheapest instant coffee, ramen noodles. "He is spending everything he has on strangers," Rebecca whispered to her assistant manager, watching the security footage. "Look at what he buys for himself. He is eating like he is broke." Then one Tuesday in November, the biker did not show up. Or the next Tuesday. By the 3rd Tuesday, the regular customers who'd come to know about him started asking questions. "Where's the motorcycle man?" Sarah Chen asked. She had started shopping on Tuesdays specifically to thank him again. "The guy who helps people," Marcus Williams asked. "I wanted to finally get his name." Rebecca did not know what to tell them. Worried, she did something she was not supposed to do. She looked up the transaction records from his credit card. The name came back: Robert Bobby Sullivan, age 73. The address listed was a trailer park on the south side of town known for extreme poverty. Rebecca made a decision. She gathered the contact information of every customer she could remember the biker helping. 37 people over 8 months. She sent each of them a message. "The man who helped you needs help now. If you can come to Morrison's Market this Saturday at 3 p.m., please do." On Saturday morning, Rebecca drove to the address listed for Bobby Sullivan. The trailer park was in bad shape. Rusted homes, overgrown lots. Bobby's trailer was number 47, distinguished only by a faded Marine Corps flag hanging beside the door. Rebecca knocked. No answer. She knocked again, harder. "He is at the VA hospital," a voice called from the neighboring trailer. An older woman emerged. "Been there 3 weeks now. It is the cancer. They gave him 6 months to live back in June." Rebecca's heart sank as the math hit her. June, that is when he started coming to the store. Started spending every dime he had on other people. The neighbor nodded. Yeah. Bobby said if he had 6 months left, he wanted them to mean something. Said he did not need much, but other folks did. Why did not he tell anyone? The woman shrugged. Bobby spent 30 years as a Marine, 2 tours overseas, lost his wife 15 years ago, no kids. He said helping folks was better than any medicine the doctors gave him. Rebecca drove straight to the hospital. She found Bobby in room 318, sleeping. He looked smaller than she remembered, the disease taking a heavy toll. His leather vest hung on the back of a chair. When his eyes opened and he saw Rebecca in her store uniform, he smiled weakly. Did I miss Tuesday? You missed 3 Tuesdays, Rebecca said, pulling a chair close, her voice trembling. Bobby, why did not you tell anyone you were sick? What is to tell? We are all dying. Some of us just got a schedule. You spent everything helping strangers. You were eating ramen noodles while buying steaks for families. Best money I ever spent, Bobby interrupted, his voice raspy. You know what the doctors kept telling me? Get your affairs in order, lady. I had no affairs, no family to leave money to, just a paid-off bike and a checking account. So I ordered my affairs exactly how I wanted them, making sure some folks could eat. Rebecca started crying. This man had been dying for months and spent his last dollars on groceries for people he would never see again. Bobby, what do you need? What can I do? Nothing, he said softly. I am good, made my peace. But Rebecca was not good, and neither were the 37 other people she would contacted. That Saturday at 3 p.m., Morrison's Market looked different. 37 people stood in the store, along with another 100 who'd heard the rumors. The local news was there. Sarah Chen stood at the front, her 3 kids beside her. We are here for the man who helped us when nobody else would. Now it is our turn. One by one, people came forward with envelopes, cash, checks. The teenager whose mother had been sick brought $40, probably everything he had. Marcus Williams handed over $200. But the real story was everyone else. People who'd never met Bobby, but heard what he would done. The donations kept coming. Local businesses contributed. A local motorcycle club heard about one of their own and showed up with a check. By the end of the day, they would raised $87,000. Rebecca went back to the hospital, but this time she brought Sarah, Marcus, and a dozen others. Bobby's room filled with people he would helped but barely remembered. Mr. Sullivan, Sarah said, her voice shaking, you bought my groceries when I was putting back apples so my daughter could have shoes. You did not know me. You did not ask why. You just helped. That teenager whose mom was sick, Marcus added. His mother is better now. She is here today because of groceries you bought that got them through the hardest month. Bobby looked confused, overwhelmed. I just bought some food. You bought hope, Rebecca said, handing him the statement showing the $87,000. And now we are buying you dignity. And more Tuesdays. Not for you, you already had your Tuesdays. For everyone else who needs them. Bobby started crying. This 73-year-old Marine who'd faced enemy fire, who'd buried his wife, who'd been told he was dying, he broke down completely. I thought I would die alone, he whispered. I thought nobody would remember. How could we forget? Sarah asked. Bobby Sullivan lived 7 more months, beating the doctor's prediction. He spent most of them back in his trailer, which was now paid for, with round-the-clock care the fund provided. But the most important thing, he spent those months on Tuesdays at Morrison's Market. He could not shop anymore, too weak to walk the aisles. So Rebecca brought the store to him. She would call him every Tuesday afternoon. Bobby, there's a family here. 4 kids. Their dad lost his job. They are $124 short. Cover it, Bobby would say from his bed. There is an elderly man buying cat, food and crackers. That is all he can afford. Cover it. And add some real food for him, too. The fund grew instead of shrinking. The story went national. The Bobby Sullivan Tuesday Fund became permanent. When Bobby died in June, exactly 1 year after his diagnosis, he did not die alone. His room was filled with cards, photos of children he would fed, and friends he had not known he had. At Bobby's funeral, 27 bikers from the local club formed an honor guard. The minister's eulogy was simple. Bobby Sullivan was a Marine who rode alone, but in his last year he proved that one person with a generous heart can change the world, one grocery cart at a time. He did not ask to be remembered, he just wanted people to eat. Rebecca Torres still manages the fund. It has grown to over $200,000 now. Every Tuesday at 3 p.m., someone is designated as the Tuesday person. They watch for struggling customers and cover their groceries. And every recipient gets a card with Bobby's picture and one sentence. This is paid forward in memory of a Marine who spent his last dollars making sure you had yours. Bobby Sullivan died with $114 in his personal bank account, a paid-off motorcycle, and a body full of cancer. But he left behind a legacy worth millions. He made sure his affairs were in order, and the order he chose was kindness.